Ooh, because I need just a little reefer. You see, smoking sweet is cheaper. Jazz cabbage in my lettuce bag. Sweet for
All right, here we go. Let's create this vibe, folks.
It's huge. And what is this again?
Sweet pea, dream cloud, and Panama red.
When?
Yoda, the cannabis Yoda.
Yummy.
Enjoy.
He knows better.
I've got buckets of pre-rolls.
I like it. I always thought it'd be cool to like have a drone and drop a bunch of pre-rolls from the sky. That'd be fun, right?
That's what I'm going to be doing.
It's like we were on the same wavelength.
Well, I bought a pre-roll machine one.
Ooh, stepping it up to the leveling up.
Leveling up
Heck yeah.
to the King Kong.
Yo, I'm Steve with LevelUp,
And I'm Nicole. It's the Level Up Grow Show.
and today we have a very special guest, Growers Republic.
Yeah, in this episode we've got Growers Republic, and we're going to talk with Joda, the cannabis Yoda.
Yes, Joda. Thank you for coming on, sir. We really appreciate you. We've known you before we known you, so kind of tell us what you do for Growers Republic and a little bit about the company.
Well, I appreciate you guys inviting me onto the podcast. Growers Republic, they've been established since 2009. They're a certified ISO 9001 manufacturer. So nobody makes their lights for them. They make their own lights.
Okay, all right.
And they've been in business for quite a while, and they're finally reaching out to the smaller growers market, to the home growers and the craft cultivators. So to the commercial industry, they're very well known.
They're already in a bunch of different commercial places.
Oh, they're in quite a few large facilities around the world.
All right.
Okay, so what type of quality we talking with their product? What do they offer anything that's backing this product to show us its quality?
Well, they believe in their products just like I do, so much that they actually have a patent on the spectrum on their lights.
Oh, wow. And
Yes.
tell us about these. These are full spectrum lights, correct?
Yes, Growers Republic actually has the patent on the full spectrum with UV and IR.
So these are not just full spectrum. It's full spectrum with UV and IR. And any grower that knows a little bit knows that when you add a couple extra spectrums into your grow room, you are adding extra terpenes and layers and flavors.
And more oils, which if you
Yes.
don't want more oils, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, using UV, it brings out additional terpenes that you can't without it.
Yeah.
So as a
So you're bringing out different characteristics in the plant that you can't get with just a regular full spectrum. So you need these other light spectrums to pull those characteristics out.
correct.
So that's what we've kind of noticed. If it's a cheap light and it's a cheap spectrum compared to something with some quality diodes and quality spectrum that's patent, we are seeing better results.
Yes. Well, I mean, you need the right spectrum, and you have to have the PAR. So you have to have the intensity to penetrate that canopy.
Mm-hmm. And you guys offer a few different sizes so that we can hit that no matter what size our space is.
Yeah, if I'm glowing in the closet, you have a light for me, right?
Exactly. We have lights for every type of grower, from the first-time grower that's growing in a closet or a small 2x2 tent or a 2x4 or 3x3. We have them covered all the way up to the commercial facilities where we have 1,200 watt lights that'll cover a 5x8 footprint for flower.
And I can daisy chain these together and control them.
Yes,
With control.
you can daisy chain up to 400 lights together, and they can be controlled by our smart controller.
Nice. And we're going to take a look at that here in a little bit. Yeah, that's the box for it. But we're going to run all the way through it and give them a good demonstration here when we go out on the floor.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're gonna tie this all together. One of the things I wanted to ask is, and you say you have a light for every size grower. Okay.
Yes.
If I got a 2x2 tent or 2x4 tent, what type of wattage do you guys offer for these spaces? And
Well, currently, right now, we have our 1400 series, which is a 520 watt full spectrum with IR, but not UV, which is perfect for the beginner and the intermediate growers.
Okay,
And
they're only growing 1 or 2 plants, maybe.
that are growing anywhere from 1 to 4 plants.
1 to 4. Okay.
Basically, for a 2x4 tent, or for a closet if you're growing in a closet.
Yes.
And then we're getting ready to release a brand new light for the smaller tents, 2x2 or 3x3 tent. And it's a 250 watt full spectrum with IR.
With IR.
Yes.
That's so special. You cannot find that in smaller lights like that.
Well,
you know?
The studies have proven that far red, infrared, it really produces some nice quality buds.
That's what gives us the really cool colors and the hardening of the buds and like the special sticky terpenes that we're looking for.
And I noticed these lights, the reds change as the flowering cycle changes. It's not just the same red on a lot of these lights. Some of their newer, nicer lights, or even the higher grade lights, seem to the red spectrum. They can adjust it, right, up and down.
With our new lights, there's 2 channels, so you can actually change the spectrum, which is really nice.
That's
Nice.
so cool. So you can dial it in, really dial it in, depending on the plant specifically. Some plants like a little bit more red or maybe a little bit less red, or just about what you're going for as a grower.
Exactly. And I've been experimenting a lot with the spectrums, especially in the final phases of flower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that you love to experiment. So that's one thing I love about following you is like you're always going to do like cool experiments and like it's just fun.
And you're going to gravitate towards the best results. And then so when you came to me and I seen you behind these guys, I was like, it's like, tell me more. You know what I mean? Because I knew that you weren't playing around. You know, I follow you, I stalk you on Facebook, and I, you know, I'm sorry, I'm a little weird.
Yeah,
but I like to watch
Joda's
everybody.
got some
you know?
experience. He's a professional.
Yeah, and I think he's all the way. You're starting to breed now, and you're doing some really cool things, and I like that about you. You're supposedly going to be releasing hopefully some good genetics here soon, and we might give away a souvenir pack here later on. What do you think, Joda?
I think we can do that.
Yeah, that would. Oh man, yes, exactly.
Okay, so everyone,
So stay tuned.
stay tuned because you know
attention.
what's going to happen here soon.
Yeah. So I know I cut you off a little bit there, Joda, but go ahead and finish what your thoughts were, or tell us a little bit about like your history, so we can get to know where you came from, because I can vouch for you, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm just an old man that's been growing his own medicine for quite a while.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how long, but before it was legal.
Yes.
And now that it's legal,
Wait, somebody has to pave the way, right?
well, there were a lot of other pioneers that paved the way before me.
For sure.
I'm just a small little grain of rice within the sea of cannabis cultivators.
Yes. But you know what? You're making things happen. You're doing something, and we've been watching, and it's been really cool.
Yep, and we like guys with humility. You're like, I'm just a grain of rice out here in this world, and someone could squish me. We feel the same
But
pressure.
you are doing big things. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Well, the biggest thing right now is being a North American distributor for Growers Republic, which was very unexpected. There was the relationship that I've built with Growers Republic. It's not just a business relationship. They're more. I consider them a family
They
now.
treat you like family. That's good people.
Yeah.
They really take care of me, and they take care of the customers that I've brought to them.
That's awesome, because as a consumer, you want to know that when you're spending a big chunk of money like this on something that you're going to use for years to come, you want to know that you're going to be taken care of, right? If you're reaching out.
Well, what really got me tied in with them was the customer service and the quality of the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
They're the only ones that have a 5-year warranty. That they're not, if something goes wrong with the light, they're not going to send me a replacement bar or driver to replace myself.
Yes.
And that's what everybody else in the industry does.
They're going to get you a light right away.
Or you have to send the light back.
You have to send the light, and then what are you supposed to do with your grow? I'm in week 5 of my grow. What do you want me to do?
Exactly.
No, I don't like that either. That's not good customer service.
Exactly. And what really caught my eye was when I was asking them about the service and warranty and customer service, they told me that if anything happens with the light, they're not going to send me a replacement part. They're going to send me the whole new light.
That's taking care of your customers, right?
Exactly,
Let
'cause-
me get that new light in there, and then I'll send you back this one, and then I'm going to be a repeat customer because
I
of
know,
that.
I know I'm wanting to ask the right questions for everyone at home to understand your product, but we have been selling your products here for a while in the store, and
We have.
I can tell you right now that 0 have come back, and we've sold pallets,
Yes.
and
Oh,
that's
we know.
good. And I've sold competitors, and a lot of them come back. There's a percentage.
There is a percentage, yes.
And,
I've not had one, not one.
I
not one
would
come back.
someone dropped one, hung it up, and it still worked. I'm like, wow, so the components are tight in there.
We do. We stand
and-
behind these lights.
Yeah, and I just, it's a really good product. So
Well, the build quality is it's impeccable. I mean, there's on the hinges, there's no plastic; it's all metal. The fit and finish is superb.
yeah, I see it behind you. They fold up nice, package in a box, and
Right.
they just open up. Man, we can hang them in a heartbeat.
That's a
Yeah.
that's a 1200-watt light behind me that'll cover a 4x8 or 5x10
Yeah.
tent
Oh,
by itself.
it throws down. It throws down. Yes,
Now-
it does.
now
If
that-
we put it on right now, it'd blind us.
Now tell me a little bit. We've experienced it. We're throwing it in these tents, and they're not getting hot, and they're doing great. And I'm like, wow, I would think a 780 watt light or a 1200 watt light's going to overheat, but it seems like they got some technology or something behind them, and
Well, they
they're
have
amazing.
exactly. They have some of the best heat management in the industry when it comes to these lights, and that's the biggest problem with people that are growing in small rooms or in tents is the heat management.
Oh yeah, we used to deal with that with the HPS lights, and then
Oh.
we advanced, right? We advanced. We got LEDs. Life got better, but we still have ways to progress, right? And these lights have really taken that next level.
But I'm going
of-
to tell you right now, the HPS lights, we lost heat in one of our buildings one time. We plugged in like 10 of them.
Sounds
It
neat.
heated the building until we got the furnace fixed
No, I
for like
believe
4
it.
days. I don't know. You might remember
You
that.
might get a suntan too.
It worked great. So
But
keep
then-
them around for heaters.
Right. But then you got to deal with the electric bill.
For real. I mean, you're constantly. I mean, it's cool in the wintertime, but let's talk about summertime around here.
Oh man. Well, and now that I moved further south,
Right.
dealing with temperature and humidity is a big issue.
You're still in the Midwest, bud. You haven't gone that far.
But no, there is
You still have those extremes, but you are warmer for sure. Yes.
exactly and more humid.
Yes, the humidity is something we have to deal with for sure. But what I love about these lights is that they are putting off that extra heat. I'm not dealing with more than my environment's already giving me, right? I'm not
Okay, so
adding more heat.
And everything me and you've learned through our customers and what we've done is we realize is heat is an enemy because heat's going to do nothing but evaporate the terpenes.
That's right.
And then when you're done, a lot of people come in and like, why doesn't it smell? Well, you evaporated your terpenes with the heat or low humidity or something, and they're no longer there, and they think it's their drying method. And
It
a lot of
looks
times they're
okay.
evaporating the terps before they even get to dry.
Yes.
So that is the heat management is key. That's what I really like about these lights.
Huge.
That's a 1200 watt light. I put 2 of them in a little room, and they're not heating it up too bad.
And
We're
you
able
want
to-
the power from the 1200 watts, but you just don't want that heat that comes off of it.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So the technology is definitely awesome, and it has to do with the cooling fins on the back of the light, I would imagine.
Well, there's two factors. Number one is the way the bars are built with their cooling fins. There's a lot more mass for airflows to dissipate the heat faster, and also the drivers aren't pushing 100% all the time. Mm-hmm. So by minimizing the output on the drivers and having multiple drivers, it's not going to create the heat.
Right.
And it's going to extend the life of the drivers and the diodes.
Okay.
Okay, the other thing I know, we talked about IR. These lights have IR, but some of them that you guys offer have UV also.
Yes.
That's just a whole nother level of oils and depths and weights and
Can we just talk about it a little bit? Can you tell us a little bit about what does UV and IR spectrum do for my grow?
yeah.
Well, the UV, well, actually, it produces stress on the plant. And as we know, stress is what increases what?
Oils,
trichomes
terps,
and
terps,
terpenes.
everything. Yeah.
Exactly.
But we want it to be a controlled stress, right?
Yeah, not too much.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why we use UVA, which is the mildest of the 3 UVs. You have UVA, UVB, and UVC.
Oh, that's good to know because some of these grow lights may be using the more intense ones and it's a little too much stress.
And there's nothing wrong. I love using UVB also, but you can't run it 12 hours on a full cycle. Mm-hmm. So whereas with UVA, you can.
Yeah.
And then UVC is way too strong. It'll burn your plant and everything around it. But I use that on my perimeter to handle pest management.
Okay. Yeah. So having that high UV on the outside perimeter keeps those pests out.
Correct.
So having a
like the
plant,
science
so
behind
having a
that.
plant with UV and IR is going to do nothing but increase yields, increase terpenes.
Right.
That's
And
right.
also, UV will help mitigate and control your powdery mildew.
Oh, I didn't know
Powdery
that.
mildew can't survive with UV.
Okay. Which is always a concern by the time you're getting to into your grow, right? Because the temperature,
Correct.
the environment's just right. You got all those nice big juicy buds in there. Things can get jammed up, and then all of a sudden, powdery.
And it's
mildew.
over.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Love
that's
that.
why you'll see new lighting companies coming out with UV lighting for pest management and for powdery mildew mitigation.
I have seen little clips here and there,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so like that's exciting to know that this company, Growers Republic, is including that, and that's just part of the package when it comes with the UV light. Is you can kind of use that as also a little pest management.
Exactly. And then with being able to change the spectrum, you know, like with me, I've been experimenting the final 3 weeks of flower and the finish, and by changing the spectrum and fully utilizing the Emerson effect, it's really pushing out the trichomes and the terpenes.
Explain to me what's the Emerson effect.
Well, the Emerson effect is using the full spectrum, using UV and IR for the actual plants. But for me, using the UV and the far red spectrum in the final two weeks of flower, it's really pushing the trichomes, and it's really bringing out the nose.
So for those last 2 weeks, you're stressing it, pushing those trichomes to come out, and then all of a sudden you're done. You're harvesting it.
exactly.
So you're getting what you want out of it. What do you see when that happens? You get tighter buds, stickier buds. Like, tell me a little bit about it. I know you said it's stinkier.
It's definitely stinkier, and everyone tells me that it's gotten a lot stronger.
Stronger, yeah. Like frost covered almost, right?
Yeah.
Like you can almost like literally see it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
I had some sweet pea and I experienced it firsthand. And you had, and I know this doesn't have to do with the lights and stuff. We're kind of straining away from. But what was that drying method you used? Something purge method that you did, or flush method?
Nitrogen purge.
Yeah, nitrogen purge.
Nitrogen purge flush. So we need to have you back on a podcast about flushing and finishing our plants.
Well, we can just talk about Joda's grow methods.
Oh
That'll
my
be a good
gosh.
podcast.
Well, I've been experimenting with purging different nutrients and minerals during the final phases of the flush.
Individually, and
Yes.
like, oh, how fun is that? Jeez, I just love all the.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Yeah, stay tuned because when we come back, we're going to do some giveaways and you don't want to miss that. And here's a quick word from our partners, Yellow Bird Coffee House.
Awesome coffee. Yo, this is Steve and Nicole with LevelUp, and every morning we start our mornings off with Yellow Bird Coffee House.
That's right. Yellow Bird is our very favorite coffee, and it's local. It's located in downtown Springfield, Illinois, and they make every cup of coffee with love.
Yellow Bird specializes in delicious gourmet blends that are going to take your taste bud to the next level.
They have amazing pastries with cinnamon rolls as big as your head.
So stop in and check out Yellow Bird Coffee House in downtown Springfield, Illinois.
Get up off the couch, head to Yellowbird Coffee House. Cinnamon rolls and finish your head. Throw it up and get out of bed. Head on down to Yellowbird Coffee House.
Yeah, and I believe these are $20 gift cards. So, and I believe these guys will ship. They make some great coffee.
If you're not local to the Midwest area here, these cards we can ship them to you, and they can ship coffee to you. But I'm telling you, some of the best coffee. I drink my coffee with cream and sugar, but I'm drinking this black because it is just that smooth.
Can you tell us a little bit about the wattages of the lights, like real quick, starting from like what's the smallest one I can get?
Well, currently the smallest one is the 520 watt, but next year, in the new year, we're going to be releasing a 250 watt, which will be our smallest light, which will be perfect for a 2x2 or a 3x3 tent. That one is going to be full spectrum with infrared. And then we have the 520 watt light, which is perfect for a 2x4 tent or a closet. And then we have the E2200 Plus, which is a 780 watt full spectrum with UV and IR.
That's a very popular one. That one will fit in a 4x4 tent, and it'll do a 5x5 footprint.
Yes.
So you can fit it in your 5x5 tent too.
And it's dual channel, so you can actually change the spectrum.
Yes, I love that.
And what I like about
And
you
it
guys,
has the UV and IR.
well, what I like is I don't grow in a tent that much anymore. I've realized that if I take the tent out of the room and I just put a light there and I make the room sealed and nice, I like those results better. So they offer a light, and they have multiple models, and they have 6-foot wingspan on that light behind you. That's like a 4x6.
Yes.
That's
So
a 4x6 footprint. That's what
No,
that's.
that's the actual size of the light. It's
Oh,
4 by
that's the
6.
size of the light. What's the footprint on it?
Well, for this one, the 1200 watt, it can cover a 5x10 tent.
nice.
So or a 4x8 tent.
Well, I can tell you what we've been
So
doing with
one
them.
light for a 5x10 tent.
Yes.
Well, 2 of them will cover a 12-foot run plus. Like it's
yes.
like 13-foot coverage on 2 of those, and that's just awesome. And then for the price, it's not like, the price is just unreal. It makes you think, oh man, for that price, is it quality? And
Yeah,
it
tell
is
us-
unreal.
Tell us about the diodes. Like what quality are we talking
Yeah.
about here?
Well, the quality, they're using Osram, Samsung, and Philips diodes.
That's what everyone's looking for.
Exactly. And with their 5-year unconditional warranty, you can't beat it.
Yeah, and it's in a price point that everybody can afford from every size. So from the smallest to little grows to whatever you got going on in Uncle's backyard.
And the other thing they have is they have a light that doesn't have UV and IR. Then they have a light with IR. Then they have a light with IR and UV. So it's easy to level up with you guys' lights, and then it comes with a 5-year warranty, and it's just there's a light there for every grower. Some guys
Exactly.
want to spend $400 per light. Some guys want to spend $800 per light.
Right.
We have it for whatever space that you have and the budget.
Yeah. And so I don't have to have a bunch of knowledge to know how to get these different spectrums to come on. It literally, once I move from veg I go from like the baby stage to veg to bloom, it automatically kicks those on for me, correct?
Well, with the smart controller, you can program all that in. And then even with the built-in potentiometer, on our lights, it'll actually tell you, seedling, clone, veg, bloom, flower.
Yeah, it literally spells it out for you.
Or,
And then,
or it'll show the wattage.
okay. And then the IR and the UVs automatically kick on when at that point.
Yeah, and we are going to go out on the floor here in just a second, and we're going to go through this with you guys. We're going to show, actually, we got the new light on display. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, we're going to show the controller and go through how it all works and really give you guys a good rundown of how these lights.
And a cool little thing I noticed about these lights is you can plug you can plug a CO2 controller into the light, and it senses the CO2 wherever it's at and sends a signal back. It's just the coolest thing ever to the controller, and then it data logs. I mean, the technology and the direction Growers Republic is going is exciting, because I know a lot of the details, and that's why we want you here, because I don't know how much you guys are allowed to say and whatnot, but you guys are more than a light and a controller. It's actually a data logger. It'll show me the CO2 for the last 2 years. It is nuts.
Well, with our new tablet controller, it monitors and logs everything from your VPD to your PAR, your PPFD, your CO2 concentrations.
And when you're in these big commercial grows, that's extremely important.
Well,
Everything
it's
has to
critical.
be, it's critical. Everything has to be dialed in.
But there's guys,
or you're losing millions.
Right.
and there's a lot of guys like me, and I was trying to tell Growers Republic, they're like, you need another controller? I'm like, yeah, a lot of us want to grow commercial style on a residential scale. We like the commercial controller that we can see and have all this data, and helps us diagnose our plants like really easily.
Well, with the data keeps you consistent. And whether you're a home grower for personal consumption, a medical grower, a licensed caregiver that's growing for medical patients, or a licensed commercial cultivator, the only way that you can succeed is by staying consistent.
Right. And having those numbers to know that you're consistent.
Exactly, because if something goes wrong during your grow, then you can go into your log and say, okay, what changed?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And you have grown before for medical patients and stuff, people that have really
Yes,
had medical issues.
Yes, well, I'm a licensed caregiver and cultivator, so I have medical patients that I actually cultivate for, and all that medicine goes straight to them.
Right. So you
great.
really worked
I
hard
like
to
that.
dial it in to where it's consistent medicine.
Right, and you have to make sure that it's clean, because I'm dealing with people with weakened immune systems,
right.
with cancer, and a lot of other issues, and so we have to make sure that the medication that they consume is the cleanest and purest.
So do you lean organic then? Are you, for the most part, you try to stake? I mean, a lot of this stuff, it says the whole line's not organic, but there's one part that's chelated or synthetic.
Well,
how do you feel about that?
The plants
don't know the difference.
Exactly. They absorb the electrolytes, the salts that they need. Okay. The only difference between organic and salt-based or biorational is organic. You have to wait for the natural components to break down into the electrolytes, the salts that the plants can absorb.
That's right.
Whereas with salt-based nutrients, they're already broken down into electrolytes, and the plants can readily uptake the nutrients.
If you're testing an organically grown or a salt-based liquid nutrient grown plant, there's not going to be any difference in the scientific numbers. The plant doesn't recognize the difference. I don't know if it's a placebo effect for people or if it's really like a different flavor, but like it's a human thing, right?
It's personal preference and personal prejudice.
It is personal prejudice.
Because the battle between organic cultivators and salt-based cultivators, that's going to go on till the end of time.
It is.
Okay, everyone has their specific technique and style that they like.
Can I put this out there? To me, salt's organic because it's like from the earth, and I eat a lot of good salt. And that's just from my perspective. I know people put words and classifications on things, but how do you feel about that whole? I mean, if it's from earth,
it's just how a plant breaks it down.
I've grown organically. I've grown coca-cola. I've grown hydroponically, and every method that you could think of. And the final product for me, when it's finished, you really can't tell the difference. Now, when I try other cultivators' product, I can tell if it's salt-based or if it's organic because
they're not flushing.
They're not doing your good flush that we're going to talk about on a future episode.
Right, and there's a lot of misconceptions of the flush. Okay, there's a lot of bro science and there's a lot of actual science.
We're like detectives. We're trying to figure out the mystery of the flush. We're going to ask everybody. We're going to break it down.
And with that, a lot of people, it's going to be split. Some people are going to say flushing is a myth. It doesn't work. Other people are going to say, no, flushing does work, and you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
I'm on the side where you can tell the difference.
I agree. I mean, in my mind, I've seen it. Like, I've seen it. I watched it. I know in my heart that flushing makes a difference.
Well, being in competitions where everyone is starting out with the same genetics and on the same schedule and timeline, the only difference is the method that you're growing in, as far as the medium and the nutrients and your own personal method. Okay, so if you give the same genetics, the same clone to 100 different people, it's going to come out 100 different ways.
And why is that? It's because of the way that they grow.
It's everything. It's your environment. It's the nutrients. It's the medium, and your experience.
Kind of like what I'm gathering from here, from what you're saying, is that you're saying that no matter what we do, as long as we properly flush and keep the plant happy, we should get similar results. And I feel that way too. I just wanted to hear it from you. I think that's great because I kind of feel that way too by seeing everybody.
Well, the main thing is knowing the genetics. Okay. A lot of people, especially new growers, they want to grow every strain that they can get their hands on without actually knowing how that particular strain or that pheno grows. Okay, they don't know how it's going to develop or how much it eats.
There's so many people that don't grow something more than once, and growing something over and over and over again allows you to perfect it and be able to dial in what its needs are because you know it. You know what it needs and when it needs it.
Exactly. Like my last pheno hunt. Now, I was pushing EC up to 3.0 to 3.1 EC, which is pretty high. And within the pheno hunt, I had 6 different phenos that could handle it. They showed no signs.
Loved it. They're like, hit me with some more.
But the other ones, they looked like crispy critters that were just fried up from just being overnuded.
Yeah.
But I wanted to see how far I could push the genetics and see which ones are the strongest.
That's right. I love doing that kind of stuff. And I think it's important when you're growing something to be able to grow it a few times and see how far you can push it. That's important. As growers, our job is to push it as far as it can go without pushing it too far.
And see if it's strong and then breed with it, right?
But, you want to push the genetics. You want to push the nutrients. Same thing with the nutrients. Every nutrient that's on the shelves in your store, they all work.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's up to the individual cultivator to maximize it and to figure that nutrient out. Just the same thing with the genetics.
And that's why when someone comes in the store and they go, "What should I use?" Me and Nicole are
what's the best? That's what they're what's the best? I say no. This is like going and asking the car dealership, "What's the best?" I mean, it's a preference thing.
He's going
right?
to tell you
I
a
mean-
sale if you really want. But
Yes.
me and Nicole are honest when it comes to growing. We really want the knowledge and we want the truth. And I really even feel like certain lights with the certain reds and the certain fades actually help with the flushing process. And the flushing process just isn't you flushing the soils or whatever you're growing in. It's more of like, what are you doing with your lights? What's the temperatures? Are you stressing it? Am I
Well, you're
going on the
trying
right
to-
path here?
You're trying to signal to your plant it's time to finish up.
Exactly.
That's part of the process.
And being an indoor cultivator, you are Mother Nature.
That's right.
So you control every aspect of how that plant grows, what it eats, and how much light it's going to have.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you only grow the strain one time, how are you going to know what its maximum potential is going to be?
I agree. You got to get to know, and not with every strain you grow as a grower, but have a handful that are the ones that you have perfected. You've grown them over and over. These are like, your strains that you stand behind and support, and then try some other ones along the way. But you have to grow it more than once. You have to grow things more than once.
Exactly.
Like with your sweet pea, I know you've perfected that.
What we
right?
see is when we see someone get a hold of good genetics, it just grows great. And they're like, man, this thing grows so much better than everything else. Like, yeah, that's you find a good genetic.
Yeah.
And do you feel that way too? It just looks better, looks more like the Incredible Hulk instead of just a regular plant.
Well, and that's a big thing when it comes to growing your own medicine, is you can have 100 different beans, pop them all, and they're all going to turn out differently. So
That's right.
if you want the best of that strain, you have to hunt for it.
You got to put the time in.
Okay.
You got to put the time
Yeah.
in. Yep. We agree. Well, what do you think about going out on the floor and
Yeah,
just
let's go out on the floor. There's a few people out there that are going to bother us about the lights, but we'll go out there and let's show everyone here at home what these lights are all about live here at Level Up.
Yeah,
See you guys here in a second.
All right, here we are out on the floor. This is Nicole and Sheba here reporting for duty. We're going to talk to Joda a little bit here about what this light can do. So let's check it out. So Joda, tell me about this light. What do we got going on here?
Well, this light right here is our brand new series. This is the S series that is going to be available right now with the different stores, especially here at Level Up.
Mm-hmm.
This is a 1200 watt full spectrum with UV and IR. This is our next generation series lights. And the difference between this series and the E series is the bars are wider. We have way more LED diodes,
More diodes.
a lot
yeah.
more UV and far red.
So this just levels it up. The new series levels up. That's what we
Exactly.
like
This
about
is
it.
this is
Why we love it.
the Level Up light
All right.
to have. This one will cover a 5x10 tent or 4x8 tent.
Okay. And so I can plug this in and it's got a knob that'll kind of walk me through the different stages, veg, bloom. But if I don't want to do that, I have this awesome controller right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the new tablet.
If I want to have more control, this allows you to control every aspect.
This will let you do everything that you
Yeah.
need.
And track all of your data too.
Yes, this
Yes.
definitely.
Love that.
This is one of my favorite features, is having the actual data log. So with this, you can track everything
Oh, you got the charts and the graphs right there.
up to 3 months.
Okay.
So right now
So
we're
what's
checking.
this tracking?
Right now is the brightness of the lights.
Okay.
Uh,
Tracking the.
and then we
Right.
have the temperature.
Oh, you can just flip right through
Right, and it'll tell you what the temperature was,
humidity.
the humidity, and this
CO2.
tablet also comes with a CO2 sensor.
That's
So
amazing.
you plug in the CO2 sensor to the light, and it'll tell you exactly what your readings are.
So if you have this light and this controller, you don't really need a CO2 monitor,
No,
right?
this will
'Cause this will
monitor.
monitor
Right, all
for
you need is a CO2 controller.
Hey, look
So-
at that.
And then if you have a par meter, you can actually connect it to the controller, and you can program it. The lights, instead of hourly, you
Mm-hmm.
can program it through your daily light interval.
Oh, how cool is that? Now you're really getting into the science of it and dialing it.
Yes. And then, of course, the tablet has a built-in temperature and humidity sensor, so it also
So you
keep
got
track of your
VPD
VPD for you.
Gotcha. Does it put them all into one graph together, or is it always separate?
It's separate, but we can also export it to Excel so that you can
You can put
actually
it on-
download it to the SD card
Mhm.
that's built into the system, pop it out, put it into your computer. And,
Some people just love, all the graphs and charts and stuff. They just want to be able to
well, for
see it
commercial
all together,
for commercial cultivation, you have to have this.
Oh yeah. Oh, totally. 100%.
So,
But sometimes we just like to nerd out at home too,
Well,
right?
yeah, I'm a nerd, of course.
We love that. Yes. All right. So what else can we do here? What are we? So it's not turned on right now because we're going to blast the people, but we'll turn it on here in a second. But we have different spectrums programmed in here.
Yes. So right now, I currently have a program for the veg stage.
Okay.
And then for the stretch pre-flower.
Okay. So that's the week 1 through 3 of flower.
Yes.
Okay.
And then for week 4 and 5, then week 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8.
Oh man, so you're just dialed in week by week,
Exactly.
which really is what the plant wants. That's what it's looking for. You know,
Right.
we can't always provide that, but this allows us to.
And what's really cool with this is you can actually set this to automatic, and you can go into the calendar, and you can actually program for to be in the seedling and clone stage for X amount of days or weeks. And then it'll switch over to the regular veg for X amount of days or
So you're
weeks.
just pre-programming for the whole
Exactly.
cycle.
And so this controller will actually change the spectrum and the timing for you that you program into it.
How
And
cool
it'll
is
run
that?
that automatically throughout your whole cycle from seed to harvest.
Man, technology is so cool when you can really dial things in like that, and it just allows you to bring out the best plant that you can get. It allows you to get the best quality that you can get out of the plant.
Exactly. And what's really cool with this is like right now I'll put it into the veg stage. And as you can see right here, you can actually see the spectrum. So for the veg stage, you don't need UV and IR. You just need the blue, white, and red spectrum.
Your full spectrum.
And so right here, you can actually see the spectrum.
You see the blue's a little higher than the reds because
Right.
we're in our vegetative state. Love
And
it.
then we can also adjust the power and the output. So if you look at right here, I can actually change and increase the UV and IR. You can actually see the spectrum change on the tablet
I
to
see.
where it's at.
Okay, so you can dial that in too.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we'll get out of the veg stage and then we'll go to the pre-flower. And as you can see, it just changed spectrums.
Right.
And then on here, you can see that there's a little bit of UV added
Mhm.
and the far red is added.
Very slightly at the beginning as we're still doing that stretch, but
Right.
as we move into the budding stage, we start to dial that up.
Exactly. So now you can see the UV is ramped up, and same thing with the far red.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And then once that's
This is going to be like week 4 and 5,
exactly, and then what comes after that?
week 6 and 7. That's when
Which-
we're doing our PK push.
It actually have everything to the max.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're at 100% UV and IR, 100% in the blue, white, and red spectrum.
Okay.
And then for me, I like to use the Emerson effect for the last 2
This
weeks.
is what we
or
were
the
talking about in the
last
podcast
week.
room there.
And that's
Yeah.
when I reduce the blue, white, and red spectrum and increase the far red and the UV.
Okay.
And so, if you look here,
Oh, yeah,
the
you can
spectrum
see
just
it.
changed. So you have increased amounts of far red
Mhm.
and increased amounts of UV, but lower amounts of the white and the blue spectrum.
And the only reason they can't really see that is because the whites are kind of outshining the blues and the reds. But if you
Correct.
turn those whites completely off, let's show them what it looks like. Because we barely have the whites on. The whites were only on 10%
There
here.
you go. So
But this is the Emerson effect. This is what it looks like. It's like a full red, hitting the high reds for the IRs and the UVs.
Correct.
And you can see it on the chart there. This is the IR spectrum over here, and this is the UV spectrum right here. So that's awesome. That looks really cool. I love that you can really dial this in and do exactly what you want week to week. He's got it set up every 2 weeks that the light's changing different spectrums
Yes.
and adding and doing what it needs to do to get us the best quality that we can get.
right. And then you can also set the parameters. So for
Okay.
the temperature, so if you want this to sound an alarm if the lights overheat, okay?
Oh, yes,
So
that's a great
you can
alarm to
actually
have.
set the parameters here. And what's nice about the smart controller is once you set the parameters as far as the temperature, if it exceeds the temperature parameter that you set, it'll actually dim the lights down until
Okay.
it reaches the temperature, until it gets below the temperature that you
And then
set the
it's going to
parameter
turn it
for.
back up to
And
where
if
it needs
it
to be.
exceeds the maximum threshold, then it'll actually shut the whole light off so that
Okay.
there's no risk of fire.
Amazing.
But that's only with the smart control.
So you have to set those parameters
Yes.
of when you want it to do that.
Right. And then it also has an audible alarm.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll notify you, say, hey, one of the issues, you're having an issue in your garden.
Something's going on. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So and then you can set that not just for the temperature and humidity, but for your CO2,
CO2.
your PPFD, so you can attach a par meter.
Nice.
And then, of course, everything's right there.
Very nice. That's amazing. I mean, the technology and science that we have now where we can really dial things in. So this is something that is
brand new, right? This is just coming out on the market.
Exactly. And same thing with the tablet. And we're also working on a mobile app for our customers that are using our smart tablet. With a mobile app, you'll be able to control everything remotely.
Okay, awesome. I just love the direction that this is going. This is really cool. And you guys are going to be at the
we're going to be in Vegas.
the MJ BizCon. That's what it's called, right?
It is.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. That's my favorite event of the year. It's
That's
the biggest
exciting.
one in the industry.
You get to show off some of the stuff. And
From December 3rd through the 6th.
very cool, very cool.
So you need to come check us out at our booth.
Yeah. Well, that was really awesome. I really appreciate you coming on and showing us how this works, Joda, and just walking us through it step by step. It's always nice to kind of have somebody hold my hand while I'm learning this stuff, and then I can go home and really make it work for me. Because I have one of these lights that I'm getting ready to start a new grow with it in just like 2 weeks here. So
That's all I use are these lights.
yeah, I'm excited. I know Steve does too. So that's exciting. We'll have to document some of our grow stuff and show the people what these lights are doing with the plants so you can really see.
Yes.
So I've got one of these controllers at home and I want to get it set up and going. How difficult is that for me to get that set up and going? How do I get started?
Oh, well, with this, you need to have a PhD.
Oh, no.
So
That's a problem.
it's really difficult because, you see this little icon here, it's the settings. Just go there. And then we have a user manual and a teaching video. That's how difficult it is.
I like teaching videos. Those are
with
for
a
me.
video, just hit the video and it's automatically going to play. And it's going to walk you through how to set up the whole system.
I just told you, I like it when somebody holds my hand through it. I like that. I need that.
Condition of machines and accessories.
Perfect.
So
I love that. So
that's how
you
difficult
can
it is.
just watch the video to get started, and it's going to walk you right through what to
Exactly.
do.
And there's
Okay, that makes me feel better.
And there's
So
a complete embedded user manual.
wonderful. And if I have any questions, the company is always very respondent to
Exactly.
customers.
Or you can contact me. I'm here, not far away in Missouri.
Well, wonderful. Thank you. I love that. So I like to know that I have help that I can call if I get stuck.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Joda. And I'm really excited to give some stuff away. So what do you think about going back in here? And what do you think, Sheba? Should we give some things away?
I think we need to go in there and do some giveaways and
Smoke a little and give some stuff away.
and let these new growers level up.
All right. Let's go. Let's go.
Thanks for coming back with us.
Welcome back to the Level Up Grow Show. We're still here with Growers Republic, and we are going to wrap things up here. But before we go, we want to announce the winners from our last few episodes, from episode 4 and 5.
Yeah, let's give away some awesome stuff.
Let's give some stuff away today.
So what are we going to give away first?
The first thing that we're going to give away is a bottle of Clonex.
Now, this is from our episode 4, which we want to thank Eric Chance and Andrew Cash for coming on and sharing that knowledge, because we've got a lot of good positive feedback from that episode.
Yeah, it was a good episode. Lots of good knowledge on that episode. So, drum roll, please. And our winner is at Clay Pollard 821. At Clay Pollard 821. Go ahead and send us an email. We're going to flash that email right there on the screen for you. Give us an email.
Or shoot us a message, whatever you have to do. We got a Facebook.
Just get
We got
a hold
everything.
of us. Or if
Yep.
you're local, pop on in.
Yep, let us know. Also, we want to give away some stuff from another episode. Let's give away from episode 5 when
What
we
do
had
we have?
Canatrol on the beast of a dry and cure machine. It's like
Yeah.
That's
we can't
top level.
We can't give away a Canatrol.
No,
I mean,
not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe
anyway.
someday.
We're working on
Keep
it.
watching. You never know. But we want to thank
but-
Canatrol for coming on, because Adam was freaking awesome and he just vibed with us great. And,
That was cool. Yeah.
And he's just a special person.
Right.
He's perfect for Canatrol.
So we have some swag. We have a Canatrol shirt, a bunch of stickers, like a little disposable bowl. We have all sorts of cool stuff. So
Yeah, so we're going to send you a care package, and the winner of that is at Catherine. YRNIR2BH.
at Catherine -IR2BH.
Catherine, you
That's
won.
you, Catherine. You won.
So contact us at this email here, or shoot us a message on Facebook, whatever, and we will meet up with you and get you your prizes.
Yeah, and so those are from the last couple episodes, our giveaways, and today don't forget, we're going to give away this little unreleased pack of beans
Yeah,
here.
and it's like nobody in the world has this. So
So on the next episode, you can find out if you won. All you got to do is comment, let us know.
let us know if your light has UV or IR. If it does, say
right.
yes or no. If it has both. If not, tell us which one it has, and you're entered to win this.
Talk with us a little.
You'll get something nobody else has. Not even me. That's just. How
And
can
not just that, not just that. We're also doing a giveaway from the Yellowbird Coffee House, and this
Yeah.
is for a gift card for $20.
Amazing coffee.
And if you're not local, we'll mail it to you, and you can get a hold of them, and they'll ship you some coffee there. But if you are local, you got to pop in and check out their huge pastries and all of their goodies. And just we want you to comment and tell us what is your favorite type of coffee, and we will give this away to the random person we draw that talks about their favorite type of coffee. But we also want you to like the Facebook page, and what's it called? Yellowbird Coffee House on Facebook.
Like Yellowbird Coffee House. They have a Facebook page out
Yeah,
there. And
check
and
that out.
Stop in there, because I'm going to tell you right now, this coffee, you can drink it black. If you know what I mean, and all of you guys got to add a little cream. I've been drinking it black.
This one's called.
And it's like,
this one's
wow,
called
that's really good.
the Honest Abe Blend, because we're in Springfield, Illinois. That's
Oh,
where
so it's Abe approved.
Lincoln, yes.
He approves
So
it.
this one is chocolate, caramel, and cherry notes. And let me tell you,
Hey.
I can taste the chocolate and cherry notes. It's
And-
delicious.
And for all you decaf drinkers out there, I know there's a lot out there. I got some friends. They do have decaf, and it's
yeah, iced coffees. They make coffee ice cubes.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. You just got to pop in there. The vibe's awesome. So, and that's about it. We're gonna kind of wrap it up here. I want to thank Joda for coming with us today.
yeah. Joda, we want to thank you for coming on, and we want to thank Growers Republic for actually coming at us with a good product. You know, it was kind of nerve wracking, but before we let you go, we wanted to know if there was anybody you wanted to thank.
Well, yeah, I definitely want to thank you and Nicole for inviting me onto the podcast and for carrying the Growers Republic
We love
lights.
hanging with you, Joda.
And I definitely want to thank my partners and my family at Growers Republic.
What about this little partner right here?
And my little road captain who's falling asleep right here, little Miss Sheba.
She's so cute.
She goes with me everywhere. But I just really appreciate you guys inviting me up here to do the podcast and promoting the Growers Republic, and also the things that I'm working on. And you guys have been doing really great promoting the lights and selling them like crazy out of your stores.
We love Growers
that's it.
Republic as a company. They've been nothing but good to us.
Yep.
And we stand behind their
Great
product.
results. Nothing's come back. So knock on wood. And they've been great.
And this next year, the new year coming up with Growers Republic, they're going to be doing a lot more in marketing. And so, I'm going to be announcing right now that next month we're going to be doing a collaboration giveaway on Instagram, if I can mention that.
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
So,
Yeah, let them know. Let them know.
if you want to check out, if you're on Instagram, you can check me out, or Growers Republic. And we're doing a massive giveaway collaboration with Autopot USA, Aero Mixer, Cutting Edge Solutions,
Great.
Ziploc Seeds, and with my good friend that we lost, Nachos and El Sapo Genetics. Going to be throwing those in too. But yeah, take a look on Instagram next month for a Christmas giveaway. It's going to be nice. We're going to be giving away our 520 watt light.
Oh, nice.
Autopot's going to be throwing in a 2-pot Autopot system.
Nice.
Cutting Edge Solutions is throwing in a complete 1 gallon nutrient lineup of
Nutrients.
yes. Ziploc Seeds and Nachos and El Sapo, they're throwing in beans.
So
Yeah, I think
you
we
pretty
have some
much have the whole
nachos.
setup. So tell me again, what do they have to do to be able to win that?
Basically, follow Growers Republic, Autopot USA, Cutting Edge Solutions, Ziploc Seeds, Nachos and El Sapo, and Cloud Farms. Basically, Cloud Farms is the wife of Nachos and El Sapo.
But it's worth to do the work, because that's an expensive, nice light that you're giving away there.
And if
So,
they go to Growers Republic and they follow Growers Republic on Instagram, will they see the information for this event?
Yes, we're going to be launching it basically right after Thanksgiving.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love hearing that. Not to mention, we are having a little event going on.
Yeah, we're having a
there.
Black Friday sale on all of the Growers Republic lights, and we're announcing it now. So check out our prices. You can check out our website, or you can
Pop into the
pop into the store
and
talk
check
to
it
me
out.
or Nicole. And
Yeah, we have a huge Black Friday sale going on with our Growers Republic lights.
And when I say sale, I mean like wholesale. You know what I mean? That kind of a discount, because we're going to make room for
Hundreds
new
of dollars
models.
off.
And all these models
Hundreds of dollars off.
and all these models that we're selling at wholesale price are actually 5-year warranty from the time you turn them on and you buy them. And this company is releasing new lights soon, so we're making room for those models.
Yeah, we want the new models in the store, so we gotta move and groove here. So come on in and take advantage of that discount that we got going on.
We want to thank you for coming on, and we really appreciate you and your puppy. And Growers Republic is a great company, so
Well, thank you, Steve.
thanks for coming on, Joda. We love you.
Thank you, Joda. It's always a pleasure seeing you and hanging with you and talk and grow with you.
Yep, it's always great to see you, Nicole.
Yes, and we just want to remind everybody to like and subscribe on our YouTube page here and comment if you want to win any of these awesome gifts. But take a look at Growers Republic too and see what they've got going on.
Yeah, and we have a lot of models on display in both stores, so stop in, turn one on, and see if it blinds you like it does me.
Yep, and don't forget to check out our partners, Yellowbird Coffee House, with some delicious coffee.
Delicious.
We'll see you next time.
See ya, peace.
No matter who it is, I need just a little reefer. You see, smoking sweet as Chiba. A jazz cabbage in my lettuce bag. Sweet fumas in
You know, some of my friends are always looking for a deal. So, don't you guys do that to me. I know you won't.
No.
Just kidding.
Yes.
My friends are aggressive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone's looking for a good deal.
That's right. That's right. But I think that Growers Republic already is a good deal.
Oh, they are. I mean,
Per watt with UV, they got. I feel like they beat almost anybody on the market with UV.
$1 per watt, nobody can touch these.
So I feel like too. We're on the same page on that, and I'm really excited to see where it's going to go because they got the new controller, they got new lights. The bars, as you see behind them there, they're wider, and I like that. I like the nice wide bars. I almost see the number 8 as I look at the bars going down real fast. You see that? It's like a great pattern. Was there a way you came up with that diode pattern? Was that like a study, or did they just lay the diodes out how they want on that?
You know, the majority, the diode is 3030. It's big size LED chip. It means it for the electricity transfer to photon. Yeah, it generates more photons. So that's why you can get more energy, and you can for photosynthesis function. Yeah, so it totally different.
Yeah, I love the color gold. I don't know why. It's something about it. It looks really good. Let's see. Growers Republic. This is the one. All right, let's play this bad boy, and let's watch this video. All right. This looks like
I have those exact same lights in my garden.
you do?
And that controller.
Yeah. Look at that. See ya, buds. Oh, I like it. Oh.
Like.
Wow. I like it. Low profile. They're
Yeah.
thin. They're as thin as like a box of cookies.
Yeah.
This little thin little guy, and they hammer them. I mean, look at the size of those colas. Oh, colas for days.
That's it.
Yep, I'll take 10.
Those are some happy looking plants.
Now, these lights right here that's not the new model, right? That's the old model?
Yeah, this is a model from 2023.
Wow. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. So this I think that looks like probably Harvest Day, right?
You're very close.
Now, sweet pea buds look like to be about that size, didn't they?
They're pretty big. I think dry weight average for the top A colas are going to be around 9 to 10 grams dried and trimmed.
Oh, yeah. That looks... And then just how the lights lay in there, It's so uniform, tight. I like it. Great coverage. Looks like they got about 6-inch space between them because you do get a little bit of an overhang. It's a little more than probably what they're telling us. He's telling you a 4x6.
Well,
but honestly, you're probably getting a 5x7.
right. Well,
Yeah.
in a 4x8 tent, that'll cover every square inch of it.
Yeah. And just the great yields, I can tell.
And they're lightweight. I was hanging those lights by myself in my garden.
Yeah, and then the way they stand, they fold on the sides. So now, if you look, show them real quick, Alan, how they fold. I'm gonna pull your camera up here. Maybe just can you show it how it folds?
It's easy. Let me pull it for you.
Yeah. So it comes in one little box, and you're like, well, how the heck? Those hinges are made of what, Alan? Those are metal hinges, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this light is no joke. It's not no cheap stuff. It's the light that's gonna, I believe, make you very, very happy. Look how quick that folds up.
And look at the
And that's a giant light. What's that? Is that a 6-foot light? That's a 6 foot?
Yeah. 4x6.
Yeah, that's a 4x6, and they're getting into a box and 2U like that. Isn't that great? That's crazy. And nobody else does them like that, really. I just
Yeah, especially it is compact. Yeah.
yeah. And then it has a foam packing around it, and it's just I'm not getting any damage during shipping or anything like that. It's
look
Yes.
look how the backs of the bars are designed with the cooling fins. So that's what makes those lights nice and cool to the touch, and not get too hot, because with those with the fins, you know, they dissipate the heat a lot quicker.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's kind of a weird design there. It looks good though. I mean, and I know it doesn't run hot. At least the old models never did. So
And these are just as just as good, if not better.
wow. Yeah, I got lucky, but I don't. Joda, how did you run into these guys? How did tell me the beginning quick story of how you ran into Growers Republic and how that happened, if you don't mind sharing. I just like
about 4 years ago, I think, when Alan was starting for Growers
Yes.
Republic, he
It's 4
contacted me
years ago.
on social media, and he was trying to get me to buy one of their lights to try out. And at that time, I was using nothing but the high end lights that
Yeah.
a lot of commercial
Yeah.
growers use. And I was saying to him, I said, I've never heard of your company. I don't know anyone that uses your lights. Why would I stop using these and buy yours when I'm happy with these? And this went on for quite a while. And then finally, Alan got fed up, said, I'm just going to send you a light. You try it.
and then from there it was fate, right?
Exactly. I mean, from
Is
then,
that how it went, Alan?
Yeah, I mostly there
Okay.
because I saw I found Jordan from social media, and then he's really have a good growth skills, and I can see his flowers are pretty good. I sent him a message because I think, hey, you have the great grower skills. Why you don't want to try some best lights? Maybe it's the popular on the market now. And then I think 4 years ago, our company is the first company to set up the UV and IR spectrum. We are the first one. So I really want have the good growers can try our light.